they have a special fish. They have a certain meat that they all love. They have a special dish of some sort, a special drink of some sort. So these are all the things that you guys are going to want to know, because these are the things that I'm going to want to ask. And at the end of the camp, whoever I feel was the most studious, was the most participant, answers all my questions properly, is going to get something. I'm not going to tell you what it is, because y'all getting crazy when y'all find out what it is, okay? So you guys pay attention, focus, taste the food. You're not here just to eat food. I want you to taste the experience of where you are. So you can treat it this way whenever you go to any restaurant. When I go to any restaurant, it's my duty to say, what was the chef trying to do when he created this dish? And you guys are going to be culinarians, whether you're going to be a chef, whether you're going to own your own restaurant, whether you're going to own your own lounge, whether you're going to own your own bed and breakfast, whatever you're going to do. It's not just about cooking and making the recipes. You got to know about the food. You got to feel the food. You got to understand the food. That's how the food tastes good. You know, normally when you go somewhere and the food tastes nasty, bland, and blah, that's because they ain't care nothing about the food. They just put it together. You know what I mean? But when you have passion about it, it just always tastes better. Okay? All right? That's my spiel. Okay, then just say y'all eat. Know that it was made. It was the building was made in 1850. Period. And that I thought that the Mr. Sam was the owner, and he like built it and made it like something. He actually took it from a friend who was a Good job. Pass it on.
Some things that I learned was like one of the main plants aside from okra in the jambalaya, not jambalaya. Yeah, from the jambalaya is saffron. Saffron, yeah. And it's like the leaves, and also one of the popular dishes here is the beans and rice.
Okay,
beans
so they put saffron in their jambalaya. That's nice.
Okay. One thing I tasted in that food was like jambalaya. It's like a seafood, but it's not. It has an Old Bay seasoning, but like they made it own. It's not like Old Bay. They made their own seasoning. And one fact I learned is like this building should be an apartment for the restaurant.
Okay. Little apartment. Any more on that?
And it started. And this was built. And this restaurant started in 1975.
Okay, good. That's a good valuable information. It was an apartment. See what you got for me.
I know that.
Put the mic up to you.
I know that this was built in 1850 and it was made and it started in 1957. And 1955.
What you learned about the food?
It was very good. I had a lot of seasoning to it. A lot of seasoning. Very good. Not. I was just a little chicken thigh. And also there was a lot of music. A lot of art music, a lot of chocolate. And also a lot of music.
Okay. All right. Got it. All right. Who's next? Good job, you guys. That's some good valuable information. Good job. Good job. All right, you got something for this? Okay, we got another chef. She's speaking, you guys.
Spicy sausage in the jambalaya with seafood, so like it has a cinnamon taste.
A cinnamon?
With a little bit.
Yeah.
Taste.
Did you ask him, did he put it in there? Did he did? Oh, look at you pointing out the flavors. I like it. Okay, because you got that. I didn't taste that. That's nice. So I learned two new things today about the jambalaya, the saffron and the cinnamon. Okay. No, I learned a couple things. We gonna get to what I learned from everybody, but that just blew me. I didn't know that. Good job. Thank you. All right.
Okay, so one thing, well, most of the things I learned today is that what the green stuff, like the green chunky stuff that's in the gumbo, is called okra, and it's come from a slimy, kind of like a bean, kind of like a slimy bean.
Yeah.
And they just chop it up and put it in there, add that little special stuff into it. And then another thing that I learned today is their style is like kind of old, stuff like that. That's all I have.
Good job. Good job. All right, pass the mic. Good job.
I learned that the jambalaya was made by different kinds of meat. People gathered different kinds of meat and made the jambalaya.
That was the soul of the jambalaya. Good job.
I learned that it's traditional to eat red beans every day.
Yep. Oh, every Monday? Period. I didn't know that. Okay, that's good. Good job. All right, so you guys, what I have heard today, and which is the telltale sign of that we're in the right place, right? One thing about Louisiana, New Orleans, is flavor, right? That's one thing that I heard from each and every last group and from each and every last table is they put a little Old Bay within their other stuff and their extra spices. When you are cooking New Orleans style food, that is the goal. The goal is flavor upon flavor upon flavor. The history of New Orleans is that they enrich each dish with flavor. They build it up, right? Starting from the Holy Trinity, right? The Holy Trinity here is onions, celery, and bell peppers. Onion, celery, and bell peppers. So that's the Holy Trinity. What does that mean? It's in just about everything. It's in just about everything. Here, when you start with a dish, you're going to crack out that onion, celery, and bell pepper first. You're going to season that off. Remember, we were talking about this yesterday, though, when we were doing the cheese off. You don't just throw stuff in a pan. You got to sear it. You got to let the aromatics release. Then you add a little seasoning on there. You let that go. Sometimes they even toast their spices. Why? Because if you toast your spice, it brings out the flavor more than it would if you just shaking it on there. And sometimes even when I come home, I'll take my cumin and any kind of spices I have and I'll toast them a little bit and then put them back in the container. Because now when I use them, it's gonna be so potent with the flavor. It's gonna give it its full body. So just always remember, when you're tasting anything from New Orleans, or you're at an event and somebody's saying they're making jambalaya or New Orleans style, well now you have experienced authentic New Orleans style food and you know what it should taste like. And it should have what? Flavor, and more flavor. That's the big thing. That is how New Orleans became. You guys, I don't know if you guys know why you were here, but if you look it up online and you say, what's the #1 food places in the U.S., New Orleans comes up first. New Orleans is first. And then it goes down and it goes down and it goes down. Why? Because the flavor. It's literally a melting pot of cultures as well. Throughout our journey, you're going to meet different kind of people. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm excited for you guys to see. We're going to head back to the house in a second. We're going to grill and have a little barbecue at the house. This is our field trip for today. We do have a special guest. This was back in our day. You know, this wasn't y'all time. Mia X is a rapper from back in the days and with Juvenile and Hot Boys and all that. But she has a burger line. So she's going to be sponsoring and giving us some of her burgers and explaining the origin of that and where they came from. They are from Baton Rouge area, right? They're from New Orleans? Okay, so they're from New Orleans as well. So you'll get to experience that, taste that new burger and new spice that their company has coming out. You guys are also going to be able to get on the grill. We have to do some corn today, so everybody will be able to do something. You guys do not have to fight over who is going to cook. We will all cook today if you want to. If you don't want to, you don't want to. This is the only time you'll ever hear me say that, and that's because we're kind of out of time. Any other time, y'all know you get in the kitchen. I don't care what you guys say. But we out of town, so if you want to cook, cool. If not, jump in the pool, hang out, chill. Y'all did pretty good yesterday. The food was really good yesterday. It was. As soon as we get in the door, we got to start the ribs because that's going to take hours. All right? And then after that, we can get to the chicken later when we're kind of ready to eat dinner. We don't have to worry about that right now, but I'm going to get that on. Other than that, that's it. Did y'all enjoy y'all experience? Yes. All right. Well, let's move on to the next.